Hello, my friend. Sit down, get comfortable, maybe make a cup of tea. This is a story for you. It is a story about life. It is a story about all of us. Do not worry about the time. We have plenty of it. Just listen, like you are listening to an old friend. I am happy you are here. Chapter 1: The Boy Who Lived in a Small Village. There was once a boy named Leo. He lived in a very small village high up in the Green Mountains. The village was so small that everyone knew everyone. They knew your name, your mother's name, and even the name of your dog. Leo was a simple boy. He was not the smartest in the school. He was not the fastest runner. He was not the strongest. He was just Leo. Every morning, Leo would wake up before the sun. His job was to help his father. They had a small piece of land. They grew vegetables. They had a few cows for milk. Life was not easy. It was full of hard work. Leo's father was a quiet man. He did not speak much, but his hands were always moving. He was always fixing something, or planting something, or building something. One morning, as they worked in the cold, dark field, Leo was tired. His back hurt. His hands were cold. He asked his father, "Why do we wake up so early, Papa? The sun is not even here yet. Nobody is watching us. Why must we work when it is still dark and cold?" His father stopped digging. He looked at the sky. The first light of the sun was just starting to show a thin line of gold on the horizon. He said, "Look at that light, Leo. Do you see it?" "Yes, Papa," Leo said. "The sun does not ask if we are tired," his father said. "It does not ask if we are watching. It rises because it is its job. It is its duty. We work because it is our duty. We do it not because someone is watching. We do it because it builds something inside us. It builds a fire that keeps us warm even when the day is cold." Leo did not fully understand then. He was too young, but he remembered his father's words. He remembered the cold air and the first light of the sun. He kept digging. That was Leo's first lesson. A small lesson. A lesson about discipline. Doing the right thing, even when it is dark, even when it is hard, even when no one is looking. Chapter 2: A Big Dream for a Small Boy. As Leo grew, he discovered something. He loved stories. He loved to listen to the old men in the village square. They told stories about faraway cities. They told stories about big ships on the ocean. They told stories about machines that moved by themselves. Leo's heart would beat fast when he heard these stories. He wanted to see those things. He wanted to go to those cities. One day, a traveler came to the village. He was from a big city. He wore clean clothes. He had a small book in his pocket. Leo was amazed. He had never seen a book so close. He asked the traveler, "What is that?" "Mister," the man said, "this is a book. It has words in it." "Words?" Leo asked. He could not read. No one in his family could read. There were no books in his home. "Words are like magic," the traveler said. "They let you talk to people who are far away. They let you learn things from people who died long ago. They let you understand the world." That night, Leo could not sleep. He looked out his small window at the millions of stars in the sky. He made a decision, a big decision. He wanted to learn to read. He wanted to learn English. He heard that in the big cities people spoke English. It was the language of the world. If he could learn English, he could read the books. He could understand the travelers' stories. He could leave the small village. The next day, he told his father, "Papa, I want to learn to read. I want to learn English." His father looked at him for a long time. "We have no money for school, Leo. We have no books. We have no teacher." "I know, Papa," Leo said, "but I will find a way. I will try." His father smiled. "It was a rare, beautiful thing. Then you must have patience, my son. You must have a heart that does not break. It will be slow. It will be hard." Leo nodded. "I am ready." Chapter 3: The First Step Feels Like Falling. Leo started his journey. But how do you learn to read with no books? How do you learn English with no teacher? He started with what he had. He found old pieces of paper in the village. He found boxes with words printed on them. He would look at the strange shapes, the letters. They meant nothing to him. They were like pictures he could not understand. He asked the village elder, the one who told stories, to teach him. The old man knew a few words. He could read a little. He agreed to help, but only for a short time each week. Leo learned slowly, so slowly. He learned the alphabet, A, B, C. It was difficult. The letters looked the same. He would forget them. He would mix them up. The B and the D were his enemy. He could never remember which way they faced. Weeks passed. Months passed. He felt like he was learning nothing. He felt stupid. He felt like his big dream was a silly dream. One evening, feeling very low, he sat by the river. He threw small stones into the water. He watched the circles spread. He thought about giving up. This is too hard, he said to himself. I will never learn. I am just a boy from a small village. I should just work in the field like my father. He felt a hand on his shoulder. It was his mother. She sat down next to him. She did not say anything for a long time. She just sat with him. Then she pointed to a big rock in the river. The water was flowing over it, fast and strong. Do you see that rock, Leo? She asked. Yes, Mama. How long has that rock been there? I don't know. A long time. Forever. Yes, she said. Every day the river flows over it. The water is soft. The rock is hard. But look closely. Do you see how the edges of the rock are smooth? The water did not move the rock in one day. It did not move it in 1 month. But drop by drop, day by day, the soft water changed the hard rock. You are the water, Leo. English is the rock. Do not try to move it in one day. Just keep flowing. Just keep trying. Drop by drop. Leo looked at the smooth rock. He understood. He was trying too hard, too fast. He needed patience. He needed to be like the water, soft, but never stopping. Chapter 4, The Courage to Sound Funny. Leo kept learning. He learned to read a little in his own language. Then he started with English. It was even harder. The traveler had left him a small book. It was an old book with simple stories. Leo would look at a word. He would try to say it. He would say the as tahi. He would say apple as apale. He sounded strange. He sounded funny. One day he was practicing out loud near the village square. Some older boys heard him. They started to laugh. Listen to Leo, they shouted. He is trying to speak like a rich city man. He sounds like a baby cow. Leo's face turned bright red. He felt hot with shame. He closed his book. He wanted to hide. He wanted to disappear. He ran home. He threw the book on his bed. He was angry. He was sad. He was embarrassed. I will never speak out loud again, he told his mother. They laughed at me. It is too embarrassing. His mother looked at him. Her eyes were kind but firm. Leo, when you were a baby and you tried to walk, did you walk perfectly on the first try? No, he said quietly. You fell. You fell many times. Did we laugh at you? No, we helped you up. We said try again. You fell maybe 100 times. But now you walk. You run. You do not even think about it. Speaking a new language is the same. You will fall. You will sound funny. That is not shame. That is learning. Every time they laugh and you try again, you become stronger. Do not let their laughter steal your dream. Leo looked at the book on the bed. He picked it up. He opened it. The words were still hard, but he opened his mouth. He said the words. He sounded funny, but this time he did not stop. He kept going, his voice soft, just for himself. Drop by drop. Chapter 5, The Discipline of the Morning. Years passed. Leo became a young man. He was not a boy anymore. He could read a little. He could understand some English. He could say simple sentences. He still worked in the field with his father. But now he had a new habit. He woke up even earlier. Before going to the field, he would sit by the small oil lamp in their home. He would read his book for just 30 minutes. every single day. Some days he was tired, some days he did not want to, some days the words were too hard and he felt like crying. But he remembered his father's words about the sun. He remembered the water and the rock. He sat down. He opened the book. He read. This was his secret. This was his power. It was not talent. It was not being smart. It was just showing up every morning for that small amount of time. He started to write, too. He had a small notebook. He would write simple sentences. The sun is hot. I am tired. I want to go to the city. His writing was like a child's. The letters were big and shaky, but it was his. It was his progress. One morning, his father watched him from the doorway. Later, as they walked to the field, his father spoke. I did not understand your dream at first, Leo. I thought it was a waste of time. I was wrong. I see you now with your book in the dark. You have something that many people do not have. You have discipline. You have a fire inside. That fire will take you farther than any city. Leo felt a warmth in his chest. It was the first time his father had said he was proud of him. It was better than any prize. Chapter 6: The City and the Loneliness. The day came. Leo was old enough. He had saved a little money. He said goodbye to his family. It was a hard goodbye. His mother cried. His father just held his hand tightly for a long moment. Leo traveled to the big city. It was everything the stories said and more. It was huge. It was loud. It was fast. There were machines everywhere. There were so many people. They all walked fast. They did not look at each other. Leo felt very small. He felt lost. He found a small room to rent. It was dark and dirty, but it was his. He got a job working in a kitchen. He washed dishes. It was hard work. His hands were always wet. His back always hurt. He was very tired at the end of the day. The people in the city spoke fast. They used words he did not know. He was too scared to speak. He remembered the boys laughing in the village. He was afraid they would laugh here too. For many weeks he was silent. He worked, he slept, he worked again. He felt very alone. He felt like his dream was dying. The city was too big. He was too small. One night, after work, he sat on the floor of his small room. He was so tired. He saw his old book in the corner. He had not opened it since he arrived. He felt like a failure. He had stopped being the water. He had become a rock, hard and stuck. He opened the book. He looked at the familiar words. He read a sentence, then another. It was like hearing an old friend's voice. He realized something. The city had not changed. The people had not changed. He had changed. He had stopped his habit. He had let the noise of the city silence his dream. He made a promise to himself there on the cold floor. Starting tomorrow, he would wake up early again. He would read for 30 minutes before work. It was a small thing, but it was his thing. It was his anchor. Chapter 7: The Gift of a Mistake. The next morning, he woke up early. He read his book. He felt better. He felt like himself again. A few days later, something happened. A man in the kitchen dropped a big box of tomatoes. They rolled everywhere. The head cook was very angry. He shouted at the man. The man looked scared. He could not speak the language well. He could not explain it was an accident. Leo watched. He felt bad for the man. He wanted to help. He took a deep breath. His heart was beating fast. He walked to the head cook. "Excuse me, sir," Leo said. His voice was quiet. His English was not perfect. It was accident. The box was wet. He did not mean to fall. The head cook turned and looked at Leo. Everyone in the kitchen was quiet. They looked at Leo. The head cook's face was red. He looked at Leo for a long time. Leo was scared, but he did not look away. Then, the head cook just shook his head. "Fine, clean it up. All of you, stop wasting time." He walked away. The man who dropped the box came to Leo. He smiled. "Thank you," he said in his own language. Leo understood the feeling, even if not the words. Later, another worker came to Leo. A young woman, she spoke English well. That was brave, she said. Your English is not perfect. You made some mistakes, but everyone understood you. Everyone understood your heart. That is more important than perfect words. Leo smiled. For the first time in the city, he did not feel alone. He learned something important that day. Making mistakes is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. A mistake is just a step on the path. It shows you are trying. It shows you are walking. Chapter 8, Building a New Life, Brick by Brick. From that day, Leo started to change. He still washed dishes, but now he tried to talk to people. He made mistakes every day. He said the wrong word. He used the wrong grammar. People sometimes smiled, not in a mean way, but in a kind way. They helped him. He learned from every mistake. He wrote new words in his notebook. He practiced them at night. He also learned about time. In the village, time moved slowly. In the city, time was money. He learned to manage his time. He divided his day. Work time, rest time, learning time. He did not waste his free hours. He used them to read, to listen to people, to practice. He met the young woman again. Her name was Alina. She was a student. She was also learning, but different things. They became friends. They would meet in the park. They would talk. He would speak his broken English. She would listen patiently. She would correct him gently. Not I go yesterday, Leo, she would say softly. I went yesterday. I went yesterday, he would repeat. Good, she would smile. He learned about honesty from Alina. One day, he found a small wallet on the ground near the park. It had money inside. For a second, a bad thought crossed his mind. The money could buy him so many things. It could buy new books. But then he thought of his father. He thought of the lesson in the field. You do the right thing even when no one is watching. He took the wallet to a nearby shop. He gave it to the owner. Later, the woman who lost it came back. She was so happy. She tried to give Leo money as a reward. Leo refused. He just smiled and said, "It is right thing." Elena saw this. Later, she said, "You are a good man, Leo. It is not just about learning English. It is about becoming a good person. The language is just a tool. The person holding the tool is what matters." Chapter 9, The Storm and the Seed. Life was getting better, but life always has storms. One day, Leo lost his job in the kitchen. The restaurant closed. Suddenly, he had no money coming in. He was scared. He looked for another job, but it was not easy. Days passed. His small savings started to disappear. He felt the old fear coming back, the fear of failure, the fear of being nothing. He wanted to give up and go back to the village. He went to the park, his special place, to think. He sat on a bench. He felt hopeless. He saw an old gardener working nearby. The gardener was planting small flowers. He was digging in the dirt, carefully placing each small, ugly seed into the ground. Leo watched him for a long time. The gardener worked slowly, with peace on his face. Finally, Leo walked over. "Why do you do that?" he asked. "The ground is hard. The seeds are small. They look dead. It will be months before they become flowers. Why work so hard for something you cannot see?" The old gardener looked up. He smiled, showing missing teeth. "Young man," he said, "I do not work for what I can see today. I work for what I believe will come tomorrow. These seeds, they are sleeping. But under the ground in the dark, they are working. They are growing roots. You cannot see the roots, but without the roots, there can be no flower. The hard work, the waiting, the dark time, that is when the real growth happens." Leo stood still. He understood. The gardener was not talking about flowers. He was talking about life. His time now was hard. It was dark. He could not see his future. But this was the time for roots. This was the time to grow strong, even if no one could see it. He could not give up. He had to keep believing in the flower that would come. He thanked the gardener. He walked back to his room with new strength. He would not give up. He would keep looking for work. He would keep learning. He was growing roots. Chapter 10. The flower blooms. Weeks passed. Leo found a new job. It was not in a kitchen. It was in a small shop. He helped with the cleaning and the boxes. It was hard work, but he did it with a smile. He kept learning. His English got better. He could have conversations now. He could understand the news. He could read simple books easily. One day, the owner of the shop needed help. A customer came in who spoke only English. The owner did not understand. Leo stepped forward. He talked to the customer. He helped him find what he needed. He explained the prices. The customer was happy. He bought many things. The owner was surprised. Leo, I did not know you could speak English so well. I am still learning, Leo said, smiling. I make many mistakes. Your mistakes are better than my silence, the owner laughed. After that, the owner gave Leo more responsibility. He put him at the front of the shop. He paid him a little more money. Leo was helping customers every day. His confidence grew, not a loud, show-off confidence, a quiet confidence, the confidence of knowing he had worked hard. He had earned his place. He remembered the old gardener. His roots had grown deep in the dark time. Now, in the sunlight, a small flower was starting to show. Chapter 11. Looking back to move forward. Years went by. Leo was not a young man anymore. He was a man, a good man. He was now the manager of the shop. He had his own small apartment. He had friends. He still met Alina in the park, though now they sometimes had coffee together. She had helped him so much. One evening, he was sitting in his apartment. He looked around. He saw his old, worn-out book on the shelf. He saw his first notebook, the one with the big, shaky letters. He opened it. He read his first sentences. The sun is hot. I am tired. He smiled. They looked so simple now, but they held so many memories. They held all the cold mornings, the embarrassment, the loneliness, the hard work, the tiny steps. He thought about his father, working in the field before the sun. He thought about his mother, sitting with him by the river. He thought about the traveler with the book. He thought about the boys who laughed. He thought about the old gardener. Every person, every moment, every hard time, it was all part of the path. It all led him here. He took out a new, clean notebook. He opened it. He picked up a pen. He started to write. But this time he was not writing simple sentences to learn. He was writing a story. He was writing the story of a boy from a small village, a boy who had a big dream, a boy who learned that dreams are not built in one day. They are built drop by drop, mistake by mistake, morning by morning. He wrote the story for himself, but he also wrote it for others. He wrote it for anyone who felt small, for anyone who felt stuck, for anyone who was afraid to try. He wrote it to say, look, I was you, and if I can do it, you can too. Chapter 12. A quiet evening, a full heart. The story you just heard, that is the story Leo wrote. This is it. This is his life. He put down his pen. The room was quiet. He looked out the window. He could not see the millions of stars like in his village. The city lights were too bright. But he did not need the stars. He carried the light inside him now. He thought about his parents. They were both gone now, but he felt them with him. He felt his father's strong, quiet hand. He felt his mother's gentle love. He hoped they could see him. He hoped they were proud. He thought about the journey. It was not about becoming rich. It was not about becoming famous. It was about becoming himself. It was about finding the strength he always had, deep inside. It was about learning to be patient, to be honest, to be brave, to be kind. He learned that discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. It frees you to become who you want to be. He learned that confidence is not about knowing you are the best. It is about knowing you will be okay, even when you fail. He learned that time is the only thing we really have. How we use it is who we are. He learned that a mistake is just a lesson you haven't learned yet. He learned that the path is never straight. It goes up and down. But if you keep walking, you will get somewhere beautiful. and he learned that learning, whether it is English or anything else, is not about the destination. It is about the person you become on the journey. It makes your mind bigger. It opens your heart. It connects you to the world. A gentle ending, just for you. So, my friend, here we are at the end of Leo's story. But this is not really an ending. It is a beginning. It is your beginning. Maybe you are like Leo. Maybe you feel small. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe the mountain in front of you looks too high. Maybe the language you are learning seems too hard. Maybe life has been difficult lately. Listen to me. I am talking to you now, like a friend. Look at Leo. He had nothing. No teacher. No money. No help. He only had a small dream and the willingness to try, just a little bit, every single day. That is all you need. Just a little bit. Every single day. Do not worry about the big picture. Do not worry about speaking perfect English next week. Do not worry about changing your whole life tomorrow. Just focus on today. Just focus on this moment. Read one page today. Write one sentence today. Learn one new word today. Speak one sentence out loud, even if you are alone, even if it sounds funny. That one small step is your drop of water. That one small step is your seed in the dark ground. Do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Be like the water. Be soft, but never stop. Be like the seed. Grow your roots in the dark times. Be like the sun. Do your duty, even when no one is watching. The path is long, but you are not alone. I am here with you through this story, and there are millions of others, just like you, trying their best, one small step at a time. Believe in yourself, not because you are perfect, but because you are trying. And trying is everything. You can learn English. You can improve your life. You can change. You can grow. It does not matter how old you are. It does not matter where you start. It only matters that you start, and that you do not stop. Thank you for listening to this story. Thank you for spending this time with me. It means a lot. If this story helped you, if it made you feel something, please share it with a friend. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Maybe they feel stuck too. Maybe they need a little hope. And if you would like to hear more stories like this, stories that help you learn and grow, please subscribe to this channel. It is a small thing, but it helps us make more stories for you. It is your way of saying, keep going. I am here with you. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Your flower will bloom. Just keep growing your roots. I will see you soon, my friend. Until then, keep going, one small step at a time.